The Mikan Drill does not separate you. If every player in America, if every player in the world is doing the exact same drill, who rises to the top? I have the answer. It's the most natural. If everyone's doing the exact same thing, the most gifted wins. I want to take this time to talk about training and really principles, and let's focus on finishing.
So different, so different, so different, so different.
And we are known for our ability to teach finishing at a level that many don't or simply can't. And this is where I want to really bring up the topic of Mikan drills. And before I get there, what I want you to understand is that finishing is one of the most controversial topics. It seems every time we post anything that's a little outside the box when it comes to finishing, people simply flip out. They can't wrap their head around doing anything that appears fancy or unnecessary or simply that looks different than the Mikan. We can do a lot of different things in basketball with ball handling and driving and shooting. You have Kevin Durant who's doing 360 pivots and jumping forward, and people don't really question it because shooting is kind of accepted that you can get out of the box a little bit. But when it comes to finishing, people really get animated and upset because so many people only do one. And that's the Mikan drill. If you really look back at old school finishing methods, there's only one, and that's called the Mikan drill. And so here's my question, and this is the way I want to approach this. If the Mikan drill is so effective, then why don't we have more great finishers? If that's being taught, and we know it is, by every coach and team in the country, it's a standard and players are doing it, and I don't have a problem with it, but if that's the separating factor, then why isn't finishing in the game of basketball better? The reason is because it doesn't separate. It's a foundational thing that's been around since the beginning, and it's not that that's wrong, but all we've done is move ourselves to more advanced finishing concepts, understanding how to have ball movement, how to understand how to find different angles, how to test your hang time, be in the air a little bit longer, test your ability to maintain your hand positioning on the basketball. There's so many things we can do for finishing if you're willing to get outside the Mikan drill. So the easiest way for you to understand this is the Mikan drill does not separate you. If every player in America, if every player in the world is doing the exact same drill, who rises to the top? I have the answer. It's the most natural. If everyone's doing the exact same thing, the most gifted wins, the most athletic wins, the tallest wins. And that's okay if you're one of those people, but how are you going to separate yourself if you're not the most gifted, if you're not the most talented, if you're not the strongest, if you don't jump the highest? And so, by getting outside the box, understanding how to truly work on finishing from craftiness and variety and hang time and adjustments, if you can get there, those are separators. So feel free to blow a gasket every time that we show something in such a way to show players how to be creative with finishing. But let me just warn you players out there, if you don't understand and if you don't find ways to work on your finishing in more ways and more creative ways, if all you can do is finish from the floor with simple floaters and you're doing the Mikan drill, you will be reaching a limitation. You will be reaching a ceiling. So there are creative ways to get this done, but you got to get outside the box and look for the actual methods that will separate you from the competition.